Anyway, I've been thinking about Tony Goldwyn a lot because Kerry Washington was promoting her book recently, and then they took a little Olitz picture together. They're so beautiful. I wish I had a love like that. Anyway, but yes, I think the first time I knew about the term, I can't remember, because, like, Miley Cyrus is a Nepo baby.
I'd say barely.
Like, she is.
Was Billy Ray ever that big?
Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart. But he was on a TV show before Miley was on Hannah Montana.
But at the same time, like, I'm really invested in Miley Cyrus's
also,
upbringing.
Dolly Parton.
Oh yeah, Godmother. I mean, that's iconic. But he was not initially considered to play the role of the dad until Miley was actually being cast.
Oh, okay.
Well,
that makes sense.
That was just like a bonus that Disney got out of.
Yeah.
And I think it was also part of the agreement for her to do the show to have a parent on set at all times if your dad's acting on it.
Okay.
That was another reason they agreed to it. Because
okay.
Remember, they were living in Tennessee at the time, and they moved to do the show.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't already have, like, been trying to make her do commercials since, like, day one. Mm-hmm. But then again, she was in a Tim Burton film very early on. I mean, there are connections are, like, there. I mean, Miley Cyrus is a very interesting figure and how quickly she... I mean, out of all the Disney babies, like, her star burned so quickly and immensely before anyone else. Like, Demi Lovato was a moment.
I mean, Raven-Symoné kind of before her. She was, like, the queen of Disney, but I think Miley Cyrus has definitely surpassed her.
The music really helped her.
It did.
Like, she was charting with grown adults.
No, literally,
like,
because
of
Hannah Montana. It was crazy.
Nothing.
But yeah, I think that was the first person who I was like, oh, you have a famous parent. And I was like, oh, that probably helped you. And then that was it. That's all I thought of it at the time. So I've known about Nepo Babies since, you could say, when I fully looked up. Because the only reason I figured out her dad was famous was my dad remembered, because he was here in the 90s. Mm-hmm. He remembered him being famous for Achy Breaky Heart. And then reruns of the TV show where he played a doctor were rerun on TV, and I saw that and I was like, what? And there's an episode of Miley in it.
Yeah.
And stuff. So I've known about Nepo Babies for some time. I didn't call them Nepo Babies, just like, oh, you have a famous parent.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so... I thought it was like a cute little fun fact. It wasn't like the vitriol that it is today, which is what I think we're going to get into, because when the Vulture article, which we will link, talks about how it was like, it was like an inside thing that people like knew. If you cared about film and television, or as you said, fashion, it's a very popular term in fashion. You just knew that there were people with famous parents that got along easier. Like, it just made sense that happened, because it's like, oh, well, if you're around this for a long time and it seems easy for your parents, and it's like, they're doing this for work, oh, I can do that too. Yeah. It just makes sense that you as a child would be like, oh, and then, like, your parent obviously loves you and is like, oh, I want to help you. Like, that makes sense. True. But then now it's just become this, like, oh, wait, you have famous parents? Blah, I hate you. Which is justified, and we will talk about how it can be justified in certain situations, but then in others, I feel as if it should just go back to being a neutral term. Yeah. Okay, so we do have examples. I think let's get into the useless Nepo babies first.
Okay, sure. Wait, you put Dakota Johnson down here?
Oh,
I like her.
That was an accident. Sorry. No, because when I made the initial list, I just had them all together, and then I said, let me spread them out. Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry. I was had to fight. I'm also, like, that's just not true, Ellen.
Like, what is her parents are Dawn Johnson, and then who else? But then she's also the granddaughter of Tippi Hedren.
I think her mom's Goldie Hawn.
No. That's Kate Russell.
Oh, you are right. Dakota Johnson's mom. It's just going to be like me Googling the entire episode.
No, literally.
Melanie Griffith, yeah. And then granddaughter to Tippi Hedren. Like, that's literal acting royalty.
know,
and what's even crazier is that Antonio Banderas is her stepdad. Because Melanie Griffith were married. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and also, she's now with Chris Martin. Oh, I bet there's beef between her and Gwyneth Paltrow. Oh, I mean, people are probably adults.
No, they're fine. I don't think she cares. Gwyneth Paltrow's off doing her own thing. Yeah. Oh my gosh, when she was in court earlier for that ski incident.
Oh my god, she was so annoyed.
That was so funny.
That was such an iconic moment of her. Like, that was
when
old
she said
Hollywood.
Thank you to the guy she was leaving. Thank you.
Like, she doesn't make vagina candles. I love that woman.
She was wearing Ferragamo or whatever the entire time.
Because she's not relatable at all. And also, like, it was
she doesn't try to be. She doesn't care.
But with the case, it's not like we're just, like, at any old ski resort. Like, no. Like, this is, like, a famous thing. Like, this man was trying to get a buck, you know? And she said,
She countersued him for $1, I think.
So cunty.
Yeah.
I mean...
Also, Nepo Baby, Gwyneth Paltrow. But she's in the other list. The daughter of Blythe Danner and Bruce Paltrow?
Correct.
And so,
way bigger than her parents ever were.
Yeah, and way bigger than her parents.
But yeah, with that countersuit for the $1, like, that's just fun.
Yeah, that's fun. It was for a laugh and a giggle, you know?
I mean, I enjoyed that day on Twitter when that happened.
Yes.
I mean, she gave us so many good moments, but also, like, I was in Spider-Man? What do you mean I was in Spider-Man?
No, we were in Avengers.
No, you're in that one. Oh.
Oh.
And then she just rolls her eyes.
I mean, they literally just call her up and say, stand here and say these. And then she goes home. She collects her check and she goes home.
Had she said that in, like, 2022, people would have loved her saying that a lot more. Versus, like, before the pandemic when people were, like, still so invested in the
with
MCU.
Goop and stuff. And we were like, how dare you disrespect them? But yes, she's not a useless Nepo Baby. We just got onto that story.
But she did win her Oscar the wrong way.
What was it for? It was like Shakespeare in Love?
Exactly. That movie sucked. Sorry, I am a Shakespeare in Love hater. It's a boring movie. It's not that good. She's not even that great in it.
That was Weinstein.
But, like, that was, like, Weinstein being an asshole. Like, bad way.
Yeah, movie.
But when he, like, pushed for Chicago to win, that was right. Chicago was the best movie that year.
What else should she be nominated for an Oscar for? What do you think she should have won for?
Shakespeare in Love. Like, she's not... I'm going to say something kind of... controversial. I don't think she's ever had, like, a true Oscar-winning performance ever given. Like, she's good. But that year, I don't think she deserved to win at all. Like, who was nominated? It came out in 1998. 71st Academy Awards. I'm looking at the nominees. Ready?
Yeah.
For Best Actress, the other options were Emily Watson, Meryl Streep, Fernanda Montenegro. Oh, Kate Blanchett should have won for Elizabeth.
Oh, okay.
That's true. Sorry. I'll always give it to Kate.
But it's those producing powers. It's those producing powers.
I mean, that was the same year Life is Beautiful came out. Oh my god, what a sad movie. I would have gave that the best picture. Or Saving Private Ryan came out that year. The Thin Red Line. Shakespeare in Love won it. That's why it sucks. Yeah. Oh my god. Out of, like, all the films nominated,
an inconsequential film that took home so many awards. Anyway.
I mean, like, the other big snub in the Academy Awards will always be Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie is a perfect film. The script is perfect. The directing, it's so 2000s. It's so of its time. Like, that movie plays on TBS. You're sitting down. You'll watch the commercials.
No, that's how I watched it. That's how I got my brother to watch it. It just randomly came up on, like, TBS, and I was like, no, we have to sit. I recorded it. I think I DVR'd it, and I was like, no, we're sitting down and watching this.
We have to watch it.
We have to watch it. But yes, getting into useless nepos.
Other ones, I agree. John David Washington. You are not your daddy. I am sorry.
He sounded so much like his dad in The Creator, and I was like, I want to give you a chance, but, like, you're kind of run out of chances soon. This is your second time. This is your second try. I'm going to watch you a third time. No, for me. I saw him in Tenet, and then I saw him in this. He gets a third one, and then after that, I will make my final decision.
I mean, I saw him in BlacKkKlansman.
How was he in BlacKkKlansman?
He's fine. I mean, the role is so well written that, like, it's hard to mess it up. But when you get acted by Adam Driver in a supporting role, that's really embarrassing. Had you put, like, an actual, like, comedian in that role, it would have been, like, I think that film would have won Best Picture. I think Green Book would have lost that year. But John David Washington, I don't think he's buzzy enough. I don't think he's, like, he's also in Amsterdam, but no one watched that. No, Malcolm and Marie. Fourth time he failed me. Sorry.
Oh, word.
Have you seen Malcolm and Marie?
No.
It's awful. It's so bad. Okay,
I heard
it's
was the Irish Malcolm and Marie.
Oh, really?
You remember when the faux Rotten Tomatoes score
it was
0%? Somebody said not the Irish Malcolm and Marie. I
bet it probably is like that. Yeah.
But yeah, no, sorry, I haven't seen that.
He's so.
Is he? Zendaya's probably good.
Oh, she's great in everything. But, like, there's a scene in the film where, like, I will say, like, Eva and I watched it when it came out. Like, we were really excited for it. She was like, Zendaya's back. Yeah. Because I'll watch anything with Zendaya. I love that woman. And there's, like, a scene where she's like, I stopped taking my meds. And she's, like, has a knife. And she's, like, twirling it on the ground. And he's, like, laying down away from her, like, scared for his life. And she's just like, ever since then, I've not been the same. And, like, out-acting him. Like, scaring the shit out of this man. I genuinely think JDW is actually scared because he cannot perform that in real life. But then the scenes where he yells at her, I'm just like, I just wanted Zendaya to go, you mad? Because it would have ended the conversation. Like,
you mad?
It just, like, he's not dynamic enough. His smile, like, we saw the Threequalizer recently. The third Equalizer film with Denzel. And, like, the movie is, like, not the biggest budget. It's like the third film in a franchise.
Italy looks great in the film.
Yeah.
It was basically a giant tourist ad for Italy. I was fine because I don't fly much anymore and I don't want to fly much. But I was like, I'm looking at Italy for like for $0 for Regal Unlimited. Yeah. I was happy to be sitting in the theater. And also Denzel eats up anything he's in.
And like the script is revolutionary, but his performance holds that film together.
Literally, he's the glue.
He waits to smile at the right moment. He knows how to use his like tone. He's dynamic. Like
he's so charming.
He knows how to act with other people.
He's so charming. He's
like
so
he has chemistry with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I just it skips a generation, I guess, because JDW just sucks.
Did he go to school for acting or did he just start acting? Because I know he used to do football and then he had an injury and then he went into acting, I believe.
He went to take classes at some place, but it wasn't like a real place by any means. But it's like first big role, he got like a role in Dwayne Johnson's HBO show Ballers, if anyone ever watched that. I know I didn't. But yeah, it said he did like some acting classes at like some place.
Oh, he's not bred, because Denzel was bred in like the theater. Yeah. He has like a real technique, which is why I was thinking.
Oh, here's the real tea. Here's the real tea. Okay. Mm-hmm. At the age of 7, John David Washington appeared as a student in a Harlem classroom in Spike Lee's film Malcolm X, which starred his father, Denzel. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Nepo Baby. That's the only reason he got the role for Black Klansman.
No, it's crazy.
It's not because he's a good actor. It's not because he's good in the audition room. Clearly. I mean, we see the finished products.
I thought he was actually okay in Tenet, but it wasn't revolutionary.
No, he's not good at... Let's not lie. Okay. Let's not lie. We love Robert Pattinson in the movie. We love Elizabeth Debicki in that film. But his best scene is when he has a mask on and he's fighting himself. Girl, aren't you embarrassed? I know I am.
So Denzel has other kids, and he talks about his daughters acting a lot.
Way
and then
more.
He has another son. Denzel has another son, but he works more behind the camera. I wanted to get in. There's behind the camera nepos that we'll get into later.
Oh yeah.
And so John David Washington, and then we talked about her in an earlier episode, Maya Hawke.
I like her.
She was pretty, not revolutionary. But I liked her in Asteroid City. I did finally watch Do Revenge. Meh.
Okay, wrong. Do Revenge is excellent. Love that movie.
No, I like the movie, but I like that movie, but her performance, I mean, what is it? Camila Mendes literally went to Tish. Like, so like
I will say Camila Mendes was the better actor.
You're getting out acted. Like, I'm sorry.
I mean, but like the haircut was everything for me though.
Yeah.
But that's also just like hair and makeup doing their job. I love Do Revenge. That was such an underrated.
I like Do Revenge. It was a fun high school comedy. They should have put that in
theaters. I would have seen that in theaters.
I would have seen that in theaters. Like, she's giving a little Love Simon treatment and been like, oh, it's a little cute little high school film. It's a cute little thing for the kids.
We should talk about Love Simon one day.
We should. About other gay cinema, yes.
No, because that film, I don't want to be, like, dramatic. Like, there are people that know that came out because Love Simon came out.
That's true.
I am dead ass. Isn't that kind of sad? Isn't that a little embarrassing?
No, I think it's fine. That's what films are supposed to do. They're supposed to move you. That's fine.
Like, that's the power of Jennifer Garner holding Nick Robinson.
Literally.
That is the power. People told their truth.
Yeah.
And people make fun of that movie. Like, it's so unrealistic. This guy is so straight playing a gay person.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, but, like, it had its effect.
It's fine. Greg Berlanti, always at the scene of the crime.
Okay, Greg Berlanti is, like, the people's Ryan Murphy.
He's better. Oh my god.
He is.
He's Ryan Murphy's tether. No way. No.
But like in a good way. I like most of what Greg Berlanti pulls off. He produces really good stuff.
I think he's a good producer.
Yeah, I think like Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk are just like become evil versions of themselves.
Have you seen some of the clips from American Horror Story, whatever the latest season is?
Oh my god, Kim Kardashian cannot read a line to save her life.
Do you know how many blowjobs?
Do you know how many blowjobs?
Derek has had to make. I mean, Derek's jaw may never recover.
Like, the lines aren't bad, but her delivery is just, like, so camp.
It's stilted.
And not intentionally so.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. We're not getting a Mommy Dearest out of this, unfortunately.
Comparative fade away.
Stop! I said we're are not getting a mommy dearest out of this. But can you imagine if they were overacting to that extent? This would have been I would have gagged.
No.
Like, oh
Why are beggars?
Stop. Okay, and then, but yeah, how do we get onto that from Maya Hawke? But yeah, she's okay. She went to Juilliard for like a semester,
and then dropped out to go.
see